have our resident guitar player here for our guitar episode from MacDuff's Soap Company.
And I would just like to say,
it's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
oh, me.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Already, it starts.
And I'm Nando from Tomorrow's June.
And together, we are the Barbershop
Barbershop
Duet.
Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop, especially for one of our music episodes. If you happen to be here during the live premiere, why, come on in the live chat, join the Whiff Pack. Cool group of folks hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too. And for our mention today, please welcome into the barbershop our godson, Nando Mullen, our lead guitarist for the group Tomorrow's June. Would you please tell us how you found your way to a guitar?
Yeah, so I was 11 years old, and my mom bought me my first guitar from Mexico. My aunt gave us one lesson, me and my brother, and that's her claim to fame. We've been playing ever since. I'm self-taught since then. And in high school, my brother and I started Tomorrow's June, which is a three-piece band, pop rock, and pop punk, actually. And we have been touring up and down the West Coast, doing as many shows as we can. And we recently dropped an EP that you can find right there.
Not an EDP. I would play you a little bit, but this jackass would copyright strike me.
We probably would, actually.
And what really inspired me to invite him on today's episode is he recently built his own guitar. Oh, out of fine mahogany? Nay, nay. What'd you make it out of?
I got a palette from work.
And he did it because he was bored, so we knew we had to have him here for today's episode. What is our soap today?
Our soap today is American Vintage. It's a collaboration with the Razor Company and MacDuff's Soap Company, and it was gone for a while. As soon as it came back, we had to snatch it up.
And the best part is it's supposed to smell like a classic American guitar. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, so from the sales page at therazorcompany.com.
American Vintage is primarily a tobacco scent that's sweetened with the earthy rose-esque notes of rosewood and hoewood essential oils. The tobacco base is complemented with the richness of mahogany and leather, with the earthiness of cedarwood and oak moss.
Ooh. American Vintage is my tribute to classic guitars and late-night gigs. I started with scent notes that related to this theme. Rosewood is the most common fretboard material. This is very true. Guitars made with mahogany have a dark and rich tone, mirroring the scent itself. Leather guitar straps for their durability and classic look, and tobacco for the ambiance of a late-night club.
See why you had to be here now?
I am excited. And guitars do have a definitive smell. My dad had a bass that he kept out of the bed, like a nice one, an expensive one that was from a friend of his growing up. It had a beautiful leather-esque, wood-esque, but that was not the primary note. It was some other almost squinchy kind of thing, and I don't think it was the case. I think it was the guitar. What am I smelling?
The varnish, the glue, who knows, but it always has its own personality.
They think a Stradivarius does what it does because of the glue.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows? Y'all, but we are in for some mysteries and wonders today, and maybe some musical ones. Let's open the box. I am kind of excited for you to see this label because I bet you can tell us what guitar that is. Take a look.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful Stratocaster.
There we go.
Now, what is even a Stratocaster for those who might be our piano players in the audience?
Yeah, so the Stratocaster was one of the first mass-produced electric guitars by Leo Fender of Fender Guitars.
Gotcha.
Now, who is Les Paul?
Les Paul actually was a guitar player who built his own guitar. And that's that other famous shape that, like, you see Slash and others play.
Gotcha. Did they work together?
No.
Oh.
They never did.
Like
actually.
rivalry?
Not so much rivalry, but they did their own things.
So not like an Edison Tesla
No.
situation. That's kind of cool. See, I don't think I remember a lot of giant rivalries like in the music industry that weren't just celebrities being celebrities.
Yeah.
I kind of hope you can even smell the amp. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's have a first impression. The guest does not go first around here. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
All right, take it in, see what you get. Now, we don't expect you to dive in and start describing set notes. That's what we've got 450 episodes of practice for. I just want you to let it wash over you. See if it gives you the vibe of a guitar.
Right, or that late night gig he was talking about.
Right. I've done a lot of those, so I'm sure I'll know the scent.
No.
Oh, yeah.
What are you getting?
Oh, I'm getting the green room, like the back green room of like a good little dingy bar.
Nice. Sean from MacDuff's would know. He
he does those gigs all the time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Wow. Yeah, that's right on it.
So if somebody were to ask, what's it smell like?
This.
There you go. If you want to go to
Dead
the green
on
room.
this. If you ever want to know what it smells like to be a musician on the road, this.
Okay.
Y'all are wondering why we don't have him in more episodes. What does this smell like? It smells like this.
Really, Lane? Thank you.
Yeah, you really get the woods, like the rosewood especially.
Nice.
Yeah,
does it smell like that?
Yeah, it smells like this.
I have another soap that smells like that. I think every soap smells like that. Now, let's start here, because I know the different smells from a guitar. Do you get the strap?
I do.
The leathery side?
Yeah, I get a lot of the leather from the strap. I'm getting a lot more of the rosewood.
Oh.
And a little of that mahogany.
Nice.
The mahogany, especially because one of the guitars I'm working on right now, I'm using mahogany with it.
See?
Nice.
There you go, people.
The
Perfect.
Ron Burgundy homage.
This is dead on.
Nice.
This is dead on.
All right, you go next. I want to
Me?
see what your
Okay.
face does when you smell
I mean,
this.
I've definitely been in backstage, but my stage was different. We didn't have,
It's more
performances.
dancers than musicians. A lot
Right.
more sweat.
Let's see. And there is a difference. I'm definitely where you are. It's a lot brighter than I was expecting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, if I hadn't read the sales page, I would kind of get like a cherry wood kind of thing. Like, it's a sweeter side than I was expecting. I was
Nice.
expecting more the grunge side for some reason.
Right, yeah.
But it's a brighter, cleaner, herbier side of the woods than I was
Nice.
expecting.
Now, Sean mentions it might be tobacco-centered. Do you get a tobacco?
Now that you say that, that was the herb I was getting. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely there, but I still get more of that mahogany color, which is kind of interesting. Like that cherry wood, like a burgundy-ish kind of color is what my
Right.
brain is seeing.
Right.
And it's a lot cleaner backstage than I was expecting.
Some theaters are, y'all.
Less of the bar grunge like old beer smell. That is
Right.
not at this place. It's
Right.
a little more classy. Let's
Yeah.
just say.
Yeah.
It's the finer sides, if I could put it that way.
Right.
I get the leather, but it's intertwining with the tobacco for me.
Nice.
It has a fun masculine part though.
That was my next question. I'm assuming this is like balls to the wall masculine.
It is.
Gotcha.
It is. But it has a fun like timeless side to it. Like I feel like I could be backstage in the 70s. I could be backstage now. Like there's something about it that just has that vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because backstage at a Metallica concert in the 70s smells a lot different than a Metallica concert today. A lot of icy hot.
It's funny, in all actuality, like every backstage I've ever gone to has that smell. There's something about it, like whether it's just everybody smells like this in the music industry or just this specific kind of room does.
Right.
But they all have that specific smell,
Well,
especially like that lightness.
Like guitar centers always smell the same.
Yeah.
No matter what town I'm in. It makes perfect sense to me. And I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Except that it's a combination of scent notes, and so is this, which
Yeah.
is why I'm not really surprised that he so nailed it. But
Right.
I wonder if this will be my experience of backstage green rooms too, because I don't know if like theater venues have the same smell as music venues.
Right.
Because there's a giant smell to those amps. There's a giant smell to the electric speakers. There's a giant smell of those things, and I'm not sure what it is that
Right.
we don't really have because we fly all of our speakers.
Right.
They're in front of the proscenium, right? So I don't really get the smell of the amps and things
Right.
unless I'm like playing the piano at a gig or something. So
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like for me, I associate more with backstage than I do necessarily a green room because ours is just dressing rooms, run, change, go.
Right.
So
Yes.
I don't spend as much time where you guys are waiting between gigs or where you are in the lineup. There's a
Right.
little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
more time that you spend in that room.
yeah, and theaters before 1950 I found don't have green rooms, and then theaters built afterwards always do. So yeah,
Right.
there is nowhere to hang out. Once the fire alarm went off and all of the windows and dressing room doors slammed shut, we were supposed to just cook in there. I'm sitting there with an eyebrow pencil and everything just slams shut and these sirens are going off. I'm like, well, we're dead.
It does have that masculine side to it, like almost if it could be turned into a cologne somehow.
Right.
Like you can tell there is fine perfuming happening to create this scent.
Right.
But that scent is so real, but also so pretty. Like there's nicer sides to it. Like it doesn't have the dusty, grungy, backstagey vibe you're picturing.
What year was this green room built?
76.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll
Yeah.
agree to that.
Last question. My dad's big old guitar case had kind of a delicious musty quality to it. is that in there?
Not to me. I think that's purposely done like that, though. A lot of times with the mustiness from a guitar case, it's very, very specific to the person and the guitar.
Right.
Makes sense.
Gotcha. It's their sweat.
Yes.
On the strap. That's probably what I was smelling. My dad's a sweater.
But in here, I don't get the muskiness side as much. If it is, it's hidden in there with the tobaccos. Like that just kind of disappears into the scent of that room and person.
All right.
Ready?
I'm strapping it on. I'm going to play a few notes. Let's see what happens here.
Yep. That is the face. I know. Painting with sense. Sean outdid himself, I gotta say.
This is one of my favorite MacDuff's. Y'all, we've got, what, 30?
It's close.
Y'all?
Yep.
This is special.
I see why everyone wanted us to do this
Wow.
one. I get it now.
I was really expecting something not so beautiful.
Yeah.
I was really, even with those set notes that I do love, there is something about the cleverness of this that is off the charts. There is something about the balance in this that is wild, because if I look, I can find the set notes, but that's not what's bursting out. It's almost like if you hear Paint It Black, you're not thinking about the E flat and the B natural that's in that. You're thinking about the vibe of the song. This doesn't even let you dive down into the set notes. It just sings you this music.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be right with you. The way some of these prominent set notes are going click, 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 where right before I'm about to identify the rosewood, it shifts to the mahogany. Right when I'm about to identify the mahogany, it shifts to some other woody spice. That is brilliant, and there's tons of movement in this. Let me see if I get that green room quality to it. I'm going to say it. There is something as beautiful and clean as a talc in this for me. I think you are looking at the musician's barbershop.
Oh, there you go.
That's what this is. And
That's
you put your guitar next to the door on your
Right.
way in.
Oh, that's a great...
Right? You want to go to there.
Right.
100%.
And even a hint of like red fruit or just something to give it a little bit of character to balance out the rose so the rose does not become floral. This is not Paul McCartney with the rose in his mouth. Let me be very clear on that.
But that might be, I got a red image in mind too. Like, I know the guitar on the front is red, but it was something different.
This makes me think of that Wings album
Oh.
and all of the regret and fear that went along with it. What was that gag from The Simpsons? I got Paul McCartney out of Wings. You idiot! He was the most talented one.
It's addicting.
Yeah.
That's a great word.
It's
It's
an
so addicting. And
Yeah.
y'all, I remember once being at this big complex where I used to perform and accidentally following John Leguizamo to his car.
Accidentally.
There are just smells that uber famous people have that are so beautiful and so put together. And it's not just the cologne. It's something in their hair. It's something the dry cleaner used on their suit. It's just a combination of all of these things. And this has that je ne sais quoi of like a celebrity scent. This smells like money. This is not their first gig.
No.
This is like the Beatles at Candlestick Park,
Yeah.
which is pretty much eyesight from where we're sitting. Well, it was.
It was.
Now it's a lovely parking lot.
It's now an apartment complex.
Wouldn't that be wild if your breakfast nook was in the exact spot where the Beatles gave their final performance?
Yeah.
It's like they reached into each one of those set notes and took out the cleanest, most beautiful part and the part that would click with the others the best. Y'all, let's take another look at these set notes. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at therazorcompany.com.
So tobacco, which is here, and I can't decide if it's more like the spicy tobacco or the green kind of
It's
herby.
not lit.
No.
I think
No.
it's still the cured leaf
Right.
somehow, and all those beautiful, almost brown, sugary spices going on inside. of it.
Yeah.
And then,
That jumps into the rosewood, leather, mahogany chunk, I feel like.
and I wonder if you even can separate those three out. What are you getting?
It's hard. I feel like maybe when we lather, it might be a little easier, but I like how well they blend. That kind of sets the aroma of things going on here.
Right? And the mahogany is beautiful. You can sense it on its own if you look deep enough. The rosewood is almost too wide for me to sense it on its own because it's clicking with everything else so beautifully.
And then we have lemongrass, citrus, so that's what's keeping it a little brighter.
Oh, that would make sense.
It's pretty hidden in there. I mean, there's a brightness to it, so it must be that part.
Well, that's the cleanness of it. That's why my brain is getting barbershop. Even though these are darker, spicier notes, I think it's those
Yeah.
that keep that light, keep the sense of chrome, keep the sense of a barber chair in the corner.
There you go. And then we have hoe wood, cedar wood, oak moss, and spice.
You know, I don't know if we've even done this before. Wood. So more floral and citrus in the wood.
The sweeter side. And then cedarwood, oak moss, which, again, the oak moss just keeps it a little brighter. It doesn't make it get too dark.
I'm telling you, that's why the oak moss. That's why I think this might be musician's barbershop. I love this.
I'm really curious what the spice is. It just says spice. I mean, it's definitely here, but it's some kind of magic happening.
And you know what? I don't mean to alarm you, but I think we might have found our very first MacDuff's that doesn't have any gourmand in it.
Oh.
Y'all, what do you get?
Touche, you're right.
Is there anything at all, like slightly edible or nutty or
I
anything?
don't want to take a bite of this.
No. We've done it. We have discovered it. Eureka.
No, I don't get anything nutty, nothing.
Whoa!
No food allowed backstage.
We have found it. The non-gourmand MacDuff's. It's here in our barbershop. All right, y'all. So this is our Cherries Jubilee brush. This is the best $4.99 I spent on Black Friday. And this is our 3D printed bowl from the Razor Company. These are our bougie sticks, so we don't contaminate our soap. And this is a newbie building a lather. Stay tuned, y'all. This is what you've come to see. Oh, this is a little bit harder than the normal MacDuff soap.
Not
if
as
you know
buttery.
the normal MacDuff soap consistency, it's like butter you accidentally left out all night. And y'all, I'm just going to smear that onto the bottom of this bowl like I'm trying to smear chocolate into carpet, and then I'm going to hand this over to him. There you go. We're going to grab that bougie sprayer.
We are.
Bougie spray.
And here is how we do our lathering here in the Barbershop Duet. We're just going to wet that soap with 10 or 12 sprays of the bougie spray. Yeah, 10 or 12. You want to fight about it? Now, start to move the brush over the soap in a clockwise motion, and then counterclockwise. No water yet. Stay away from the water.
Stay away from the water.
Counterclockwise. Push down a little bit, get the backbone. Now, rotate the brush about 25% in your hand, so you'll have a new orientation of those bristles. Forwards, backwards, push down a little bit, and then repeat. Rotate 25% again, because I was finding that only about 25% of the bristles were really getting loaded with the soap. They're round. This way you can load the soap onto all sides. And then, once most of the soap is loaded onto the brush, now, slowly, carefully, go down, grab the rest of that water, let it sop up onto the bristles, and then start making your motions.
It smells so good.
See? Look at that. Again,
Coming alive.
foolproof lather. Anybody can make a MacDuff's. And a beautiful sort of sense of a cypress or just some beautiful wood that's making my mouth water somehow is in here.
It's interesting, too, because he did the worst cabin ever. That was a bunch of different cedars.
Cedar balm.
So this one is kind of a painting with different woodsy types of scents. That is a good lather, my friend. You done good.
Y'all, I know we never talk about lather here on the Barbershop Duet, but would you take a look at what's on that brush? Are you kidding me with this MacDuff formula? And while we don't do shaving here on the Barbershop Duet, we do love it when we watch Angelo on the Shave Arcade shave his face, and we like to see how the lather covers. Y'all, look at that.
That is true.
Look at that.
Good thing you didn't shave yet. You could use
I know,
this
I need
later.
to
Beautiful. Yeah, he called us last night. He's like, should I shave or should I wait till they come over? Come over!
It almost creates a fruity vibe, and I don't know how.
I know, like red fruit somehow. It's just beautiful. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the official B string whiff. On 3, 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, this is a little more like it would really smell in the green room.
I think so.
A little bit more subdued, but a little bit more spread out.
Yeah.
And you can find those scent notes a little easier.
Paint to life, kind of. I feel like if you were to rent out a really nice venue where you know people have played at before, and you go in and you were in the green room, this is what you'd want it to smell like.
You know what this is the smell of? This is the smell of a crappy old theater where a really famous person once performed. So after that, they keep it like a national monument.
Yep.
And they keep it all clean and fixed up like it never looked when they originally performed there. That's what this smells like.
The original couches with all the
dents.
dents inside the
There may be
cushions.
Those are
duct tape
gone.
on
Those
there.
aren't here.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
And y'all, it's time for a key change. Let's take this down a little deeper. You know what I like about this? I would never know this was a MacDuff's. Where generally, when I smell a MacDuff's, I kind of know. You guys know what I'm talking about. This one, completely out of left field.
Even how he's done his tobaccos before. This is a whole different way of using tobaccos
and we
here.
are authorities on Sean's tobacco. This is totally different.
Totally different. And I totally understand why at the beginning everyone was like, you need to get American vintage. And we're like, yeah, well, we'll get it, you know. No, I get it now. We needed to have this in our
There are
den.
bangers There are uber bangers, and then there are, oh my God, have you smelled that? Songs are the same way. They're great songs, but every once in a while, Miley Cyrus writes Flowers, and everybody just goes, yeah, that's a great song.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
There you go. I'm trying not to think just the ones that end the night at the bar. Those ones have a different purpose.
Right.
Closing time.
You need different ones than that. You need like the ones where everyone knows the words because they're that good of a song.
Pink's got some. Just give me a reason.
Sweet Caroline.
Ba, ba, ba.
Is there any famous guitar riffs though? Like I keep thinking like Jimi Hendrix, but there's gotta be tons.
Hold on, wait. I know what this episode would not be complete unless we talked about the lick. What is the lick?
Oh no. The lick is just this really famous guitar, trumpet, any instrument that all jazz musicians use for some reason, and it's just da 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 da. That's it.
There's the lick.
If you want to know the most famous lick that you don't realize you know, Pirates of the Caribbean. Da 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 da
Now
da
you
da.
know.
That's the lick.
That's the lick.
That's the lick.
If you'd like to be licked, send an email here to the Barbershop Duet. What's the best guitar song ever written?
Oh,
Classical Gas. The old one.
wow! I don't know
Love
that one.
song.
Okay,
It's all instrumental.
sweet. I'm done.
Really famous, like Sweet Child of Mine. Really can't go wrong with that.
Who is the best guitar player of all time?
Oh.
I feel like that's a lot of genres. That's
know.
kind of a hard
I
question,
know.
right?
I'm going to say Tommy Emmanuel. Look him up. He's an Australian guitar player. All he does is acoustic, but he was literally like found by Chet Akins and Jerry Reed, all the really, really famous like late night guitarist guys.
Okay.
And they gave him a plaque that said he's a certified guitar player. He's the only one that
Wow.
has it other than like those four like super famous.
That must mean something.
That's who we're going to be listening to after this episode.
Yep.
He's incredible.
I'm getting kind of a lavender noir
Oh.
hit from that. Are you?
I would not say you're wrong. It's done differently,
Very differently.
Very
Completely
differently.
different notes.
but
But a similar genre of music, I think,
Yeah,
right?
if they were on the same shelf, I could see how they were close.
Y'all, Lavender Noir is one of the absolute most beautiful, rich, dark scents we have explored in the last 2 years. And I think I have finally found a worthy companion to
Yeah.
play duets with that one. Y'all, that's the lane we're in.
I think they might both have Howood. I think we might have looked it up for that episode. There was one other one I remember us looking it up for.
I really can't get over this. This smells so good.
It's funny.
I know.
It smells so good.
know.
This is the perfect label for this scent. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
get it now. Like, when I look at this picture, you can see the textures, like the wearing of like the love and time spent by musicians, you know?
And we have 2 new scales on our show that we are judging the soaps by. The first one is the crowd-pleasing scale of 1 to 10, and the second one is the cleverness scale of 1 to 10.
Or the
so when
magic.
it comes to clever, I think we might be talking about our first 9 here, people.
Yep.
This is bananas in how clever. But now, wait a minute. How crowd-pleasing is this? Because I don't know if everybody would want to smell like Keith Richards.
But like, if you sat next to this dude in church, they probably wouldn't be at church. That's
This
okay.
dude wouldn't be in church. The guitar would catch on fire. In the Garden of Eden, honey. Hey, Marge, remember when we used to make out to this hymn?
That's so good.
It's funny because it's a darker scent,
Yeah.
and it's a more brave scent. But I do feel like anyone that were to walk by this person would want to do like a double take.
They'd get noticed.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
personality scent.
So do you have one guitar that's your baby? Because I know my friend Jonathan in the matches, he has brought this one to life and back again multiple times. He can't let go.
Trigger, Willie Nelson's guitar that he basically has to put in rehab once every 2 years.
I actually have a guitar exactly like that.
Okay.
I have broken it 3 times.
Oh, no.
I've cracked the back of it a few times.
And that was just at the enchantment of the sea dance.
Everything I've learned on how to build a guitar has been from breaking and fixing that guitar.
So it's a blessing. There you go.
Yeah. And it's still one of the best sounding guitars I
It's
have.
also how he knows how to fix cars.
I got in a bunch of crashes.
And y'all, I think it's time. We have now hit our second soap of 2025, going along with Brooklyn from Ariana and Evans for the Marcus Klinger Masterpiece Collection. Ladies and gentlemen, it is right here, American Vintage from MacDuff's, the second Masterpiece soap for 2025
I see
from the
why.
Barbershop Duet, and I think it's deserving.
Yes,
I agree.
I would agree. I'll put a stamp on that.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be Chuck Berry, hanging out at home, wondering when you're going to strike it rich, and your phone's going to ring on a random Friday night. It's going to be your cousin Marvin. You know, Marvin Berry, and he's going to tell you about this brand new sound you might be looking for, and just about the time Yoko Ono starts screaming her head off, you're going to get your own. So head over to therazorcompany.com where you'll find this and a ton of other stuff I want. Well, we've all had our shave, y'all, with American Vintage. The kid marched in the bathroom and had 3 immediate passes, proclaimed it the best shave of his life. Y'all, sometimes it's not just about the beauty of the subject in the painting. It's about the vibrancy of the colors and how they're all going together. And this is doing that more than just about anything I have ever experienced in this world. The new V5 base is also equally exceptional. If you have not tried it, you owe it to yourself. Thank you, Sean and the Razor Company, for this. Welcome to Messages.
So, for our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get one of the inaugural soaps that they have over at Adopted Acres.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet so we can get back to you. It's the only way we discuss our giveaways. And then check back here on our first February episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
What's the hardest song you know how to play?
Ooh.
Because Sean played some Metallica on our
did,
live on Instagram.
yeah.
We will be dropping that on YouTube very soon.
I can't do a lot of shredding stuff. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Maybe he can help.
I got baby hands. Hardest song that I can probably play is one of Tommy Emmanuel's. He wrote this song for his daughter when she was born called Angelina. Oh, it's so beautiful,
I know
but
that
it's
song.
so complicated.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And the best thing about it, for me, it captures the excitement of being in a green room. 30 minutes before you go on. I know most people would be terrified, but I have this weird thing in my brain that's when I get the most relaxed. Out on stage is the safest place in the world for me. So this somehow captures that sense of excitement of being ready to take the stage, being well prepared, knowing what you're going to be singing, and so excited to step out in front of that audience that you can hear filling the chairs in the monitor.
Yeah.
There's something that's exhausting about that road life, I'm sure. But smelling something like this would make you want to forget all of the hard things and just get on stage.
Just that smell alone is worth it.
It is your home. A green room is your home on the road.
Right.
It's the only place to relax.
This does have a sense of that home
It does.
quality.
Everyone's welcome here. I mean, you just feel like the vibrancy of the room is in the set.
Oh, yeah.
Please see one of our roadies for a set list and come collect your cassette recorders after the show at the soundboard.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.
And don't forget, if you